Okay, ladies, so we have done our prime stage, we have done our improvement phase, we've finished our prep, and show weekend is here. So, I want to just kind of talk about things to expect on show weekend and just have a run through of exactly what we do on show weekend from start to finish. So, the day before the show, depending on where it is, if it's close to home, then you can just stay in your own house the night before the show. However, if you are traveling maybe down south or across the country for your competition, you want to book ahead an Airbnb. Now, it's important that you try to get somewhere that's going to have a kitchen because remember, you're going to be cooking food. You're going to want to have that little bit extra space for posing, to be able to take pictures and good lighting. So, it's really important that you keep that into consideration of when booking your accommodation the night before stage. Once you've travelled to your location, you're booked in your accommodation, the night before the show is when you go for your first coat of tan. So, before you go for your first coat of tan, you do not want to wear any deodorant. I know, because it's going to turn green. So you have fully showered and make sure you've either waxed, shaved, whatever it may be, and do not apply deodorant. You're going to go to the venue, or sometimes they choose a gym where they do the spray tans, and you'll go and get your first coat of tan. Once you have this done, make sure you take baggy clothing, preferably black, and just make sure it's as baggy as possible because the tan is quite wet and there is so many different athletes coming in and out that they want it to go as fast as possible. So sometimes you're not completely dry when you leave, so you want to make sure you've got as loose and baggy clothing as possible. Then you'll head back to your accommodation and settle down for the night and try to get an early bed. Now, I don't know anyone who's had a good sleep before the competition, but try to wind down as much as you can and get a good night's sleep before the competition. So you have then woke up on show day and it is time to go. So, firstly, you're probably going to check in with your coach. Send them your weight, send them your pictures. If they're not already there, they can come have a look at you to plan and prepare your day in terms of what you're going to be eating and to sort of break down a schedule of what you are going to be doing that day. Once you've checked in with your coach, you will then head back to the tanning venue and get your second coat of tan. This tan, by the way, is very cold, so make sure that the loose clothing you have is going to keep you warm when you come out as well. Once you've got your tan done, you will either head back to the venue or you'll head back to your accommodation, just depending on where you booked your makeup, because the next step is you're going to want to have your makeup done. So if you booked it at the venue, go to the venue, get your makeup done depending on which time it is. And in terms of makeup, try to think sometimes less is more. Don't think because you have a pink bikini you have to get pink eyeshadow, or if you have a purple bikini you don't have to get purple eyeshadow. Especially if you're not used to wearing makeup, just ask them to do something natural. I always ask for a soft glam, and I think this looks really, really nice on stage. It's not too heavy, not too heavy around the eyes. Remember, the judge want to see your face. They want to see it look light. They don't want to look it too dark and overdone. So makeup's done. Now it's time for hair. So the venue will have hair stylists there. You can either go get your hair curled or you can have it straight. Always pick what suits you. I don't think you have to go with a particular style, especially for sort of PCA. Some girls even do some sort of hair ups for PCA, but I would just keep it true to who you are and close to your personality as possible. I personally do my own hair because I love styling my own hair. So if you feel confident, feel free to do it yourself. But if not, choose one of the hairstylists and ask for a hair sort of curled or straight which suits you. Okay, now that the glam is done, for bikini, our category is actually usually on at the very end of the day, so it can be quite a long day. So you want to always remember, take warm clothes with you, and even take sort of a blanket or something to sit down on, because you don't want to be sitting on the floor all day long. Some people even take like blow up mattresses. You can take that with pillows so you can have a lie down over the course of the day. And when it comes to backstage, this is really dependent on what you want to do. Some people mingle, a lot of the girls want to take pictures, they want to be involved, whereas other girls just like their own space and just like to do their own thing. This just depends on what you want to do. It's your day, you spend it how you want to spend it. So, a couple of things you want to make sure that you have backstage. Well, the first one is your bikini. You have to have your bikini and you have to have your shoes. So make sure you pack them with you. You also want to have your jewellery. So earrings, bracelets, rings, whatever it is, just make sure that it suits your package and that it matches your bikini as well. You also want to take just extra makeup bits, extra hair bits in case you just want to top up over the course of the day. You can also want to make sure you have a phone charger and earphones so that you can keep in contact with anyone when you're backstage, and in case you just want your own space and you want to sit and you just want to listen to some music just to calm the nerves, is perfectly fine as well. You also want to take a small mirror with you. Now, backstage can sometimes be very hectic. Some of the bigger competitions, they actually don't have a good backstage area. So you want to make sure that you take a mirror so you know what you look like and you don't have to sort of travel to and from the toilets all the time. And you also want to make sure as a bikini athlete that you are taking a sheewee with you. Now, basically, this is just so that your tan doesn't run when you do the toilet. You can also just use a cup, cut the bottom out of it, but this is an important one, don't forget it. You can also take a robe just to put over your bikini so that you're not walking around with just your bikini on, but you also want to take comfortable clothes as well because it is a long day and you want to stay warm. Make sure you also take some sort of flip-flops as well so that you're not making any sort of marks on your tan and you can just easily access them on and off as you come on and off of stage. In terms of foods, this is going to be in sort of communication with you and your coach of what you should be eating along the day. But usually before you go on stage, everyone sort of has sweeties, some sugary sweeties, which will help you pump up. So make sure you take them with you. Some athletes also take salt, so pink Himalayan salt, and make sure you take a bottle of water with you just to have small sips of water throughout the day. Now that you're backstage, you have spent your time in the venue and you'll next get called up to do your pump up. So you will go backstage, you'll pump up your muscles. I would actually advise to maybe take a band and maybe some light dumbbells with you because sometimes it's very busy and once the equipment's gone, it's gone. So you don't want to be left there with minimal equipment or minimal time to get a good pump up backstage. You want to just take off that pressure and make sure that you have things with you. Okay, so you have done your pump up and now it is time to go and hit the stage. Just remember that this is your time. As soon as your toe steps on that stage, bring the confidence. You have been prepping for such a long time, for 20, 24 weeks. You're only going to get 5-10 minutes maximum on that stage. So that is your time to shine and don't let anybody take that away from you. As soon as you go on there, shine bright, have the confidence, and just have a good time. It goes by so quickly, so enjoy every moment of it. After show, last thing you want to remember is take a post-show treat. The first thing you're going to want to do as soon as you get off that stage is to enjoy something nice, whether it's a cookie, cake, whatever it may be. Enjoy it.